Hey guys, I'm Travis, and I'm going to show you my audience real fast. So today I'm going to be giving a persuasive speech, and the reason I'm giving this speech is to try and persuade my audience into the reason why the United States needs to adopt a more universal healthcare system. So I'm going to start off by saying a quote, oddly enough, which is by Brad Pitt. And it says, "Let us be the ones who do not accept a child dies every 3 seconds simply because he does not have the drugs that you and I have. Let us be the ones to say we are not satisfied with the place of your birth that determines your right to live. Let us be outraged, let us be loud, and let us be bold." So before I begin to persuade you, I'm going to give you a little bit of statistics behind our healthcare system that we have now. Right now, every single year, 45,000 Americans die because they have no means of obtaining health care. This means that either they work for a job and their employer doesn't offer it, or they don't have an individual health care plan aside from health care, and they also don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid. So with people's lives on the line, we have to know that everyone has to have the same basic access to health care. So, with that being said, we must understand our healthcare system, the effects of it, and what solutions we can come up with. So, what is a universal healthcare system, and what do we need to know about it? Right now, a universal healthcare system is a one plan fits all. It doesn't discriminate based on sex, gender, religion, or any kind of background or ethnicities. It is created for the people by the government, which means that the government does have all control over it, and it just means that every single person is covered. So universal healthcare started as far back as we know as 1883 in Germany. As soon as the rest of Europe saw how well the plan was being implemented, they soon adopted a similar system, maybe a little bit different, but usually it was after the World War II era when the rest of Europe kind of jumped on the bandwagon with the universal healthcare system. As of right now, 32 different countries have some sort of universal healthcare system, excluding the United States for some reason, and 33 out of the 34 of the developed countries have this universal healthcare system, and we are the one developed country that does not have this healthcare system. So why is this healthcare system good? Well, it's because no matter where you come from or what hard spots you hit in your life, you're covered. If you lose your job, you're covered, you're good. If you don't make as much money as a doctor or a lawyer, you're still covered, you're good. So if you need to take time off work or any different outside circumstances that happen, you always know that you're covered, and that is a good thing. This kind of system will also finally put it into medical bankruptcies. It is estimated that 62% of medical bankruptcies have in some part to do with the healthcare system. Maybe we have bills that we couldn't pay, or deductibles, or some sort of medical bankruptcy. So if we get this healthcare system, we won't have to worry about those healthcare bills, and thus it'll put an end to the medical bankruptcies that are being filed. This system also benefits business. It benefits business because right now employers are paying out a lot of money to offer insurance to their full-time employees because they have to. In this type of system, those businesses can drop their coverages because they won't need to offer it anymore because everyone already has it. So what this does is this frees up business spending, and it allows for businesses to expand and hire and put more people to work. So that's another great one. This will also benefit the economy. Healthier people equals a more healthy economy, because if more people are able to work, you put in more labor, you get more out of it, the demand goes down because the supply is up, and it's just a supply and demand thing. It'll decrease prices across the board. Now, don't get confused, there are a few cons to this healthcare system. One of the cons of this healthcare system is it'll create longer wait lines for the ER and for doctors. with everyone having health care, that means that no one will be waiting until the last minute to go make sure they're doing good. And it means that a lot of people who right now don't have health care, so they just don't see a doctor at all, when they do have some sort of insurance and they go see the doctor, we could see longer waiting lines just because of the fact that so many people are going to the doctor. Another con to this is a lot of people think that this leads to a socialist state, not so much a democracy. This is seen because if we keep letting the government control and mandate different aspects of our lives, people think that that has to deal with them controlling every aspect of our life, and that is a social government more than a democratic government, because the people don't necessarily have as much of a say as they want to. This could also lead to rationing. With rationing, you will see a lot of supplies drop because so many people are getting the help that they need. This is because when people go to the doctor, they will get the medications that they need, and because there's such a big influx and increase of people going, we'll have to ration out the medications, and we'll really have to put a lot of work behind the people to make sure that we have enough medications to cover the people. Lastly, a big con to this might be that there might be no innovation. Since everyone has the same healthcare and the same price, this won't drive competition, and no one will want to be the best provider. This is not good because if no one wants to be the best, we might not see an increase in research and stuff to get even better medications put out there. So, in conclusion, healthcare is a human right. Every country has some sort of healthcare for its citizens. Ours is just lacking one that covers all citizens. Our healthcare system right now, we are seeing too many people who are on the poor side or the disabled side who just can't get some sort of insurance, and so I think that it is the job of the government to make sure that its citizens are covered. So today we have looked at the problems in our healthcare system. We've looked at the effects and how we can fix it and the pros and cons to a universal healthcare system. Although you may not be affected now, at some point you or your family member will be. So would you want to be covered no matter what? If yes, then maybe you should check into letting your legislators know that you want to switch to a universal healthcare system. Thank you.